first. And when it comes to these two teams, especially like Vortex, Luna, and like Cobbo and Husey, for instance, they've got some good players on each side. So this could go a long series, and it's going to be really competitive for the first 5 minutes of game one. As I believe that this will be such good pressure from both these teams. They're going to start to kick off really early, and they're going to look for some opening goals, and they're not going to wait for it like other teams do. They wait for their chances, but both of these teams throughout the whole of the ODL season have gone for goal. As Vortex will open up, no, he won't. He'll hit the crossbar. You can see it early on. They're just going for goal. They're not waiting any longer. They're going for it, and as soon as they go for it, the pressure starts to mount on each team. How defensively can they play, and how the attacking presence can build up.
Yeah, it was just a little bit unfortunate right there for the Bandits attack that Husey found a small gap to collect that corner boost, and that's what enabled them to sort of break that early hold. I do like what the Bandits are doing. They're not playing games in the corner. They're not playing games at the backboard. They're going straight after the net, and where they're trying to mix up the defense is sort of with fakes and randomly slowing the pace down right before taking the shot. And that has done enough to catch one or two of the defenders off balance, and with that bump, it's going to be enough for the goal. And this is what I mean. I don't think the Bandits are here to play any sort of games. Their strategy is just attack the goal relentlessly, and it does pay off with that first point.
You see there, Bluey just decides to give Cobbo the old stiff arm and give him away, so that goal will open up. Will be a nice free little goal for, who was it? Vortex to score. So Bandits, as you have said, they're playing it off early. They might get a second here, but not quite. Husey will be able to save. This team, both of these teams are going to be such attacking. But when it comes to one attacking, you're going to have a really defensive game. It's going to be a massive whiff from Husey, but Luna won't be able to capitalize on it. So Cobbo needs to clear, which he will do. You're going to see a lot of stiff plays, but also some quick ball movement eventually.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if either team can actually establish consistent offensive passes, or more importantly, defensive passes, with how far forward I kind of expect each of these teams to play. We've been seeing a lot of it come from the Bandits already because they have controlled the majority of the possession. Now we might get a chance to see the Crockettes, but immediately a massive defensive clear out of Vortex. And this is why I kind of highlighted Vortex as the player to watch, because yes, he is known as an aggressor, someone who likes to play very far forward, but he's got the defensive chops as well. Like, I would argue Vortex is probably the highest level player on the pitch, at least in terms of competitive experience, except for maybe Cobbo. But he has a bit more range than Cobbo typically. He can do those big clearing defensive touches. He can find those gaps. And that's going to be another aspect that the Crockettes are going to have to try and play around. They don't want to allow Vortex to get those clears, and that means sort of attacking the ball on the opposite side of the pitch where he has to be. That comes down to sort of tracking enemy player movements, and we'll see how well the Crockettes are going to be able to do just that.
Well, you look at a player like Vortex, as you have said, he has a little bit more in his locker than what, say, Cobbo would, even though he's ranked a little bit higher. As a goal will come out here from Bluey, and Vortex, he's got a lot of assists in his locker, so he's also a scorer and a playmaker, so he's given Bluey the chance to score with a nice bump as well. Bluey's just going to shove some out the way, and he's going to get the second goal for Bandits. They're just playing such attacking Rocket League. Crockettes have no idea what to do at this point in time because they are down 2-0. You'd expect Crockettes to maybe be a little bit more competitive, maybe have a few more shots, but they've only got 2 shots coming from Husey, and the other side's got 8, so it's looking a little bit more attacking from Bandits, while Crockettes are on the back foot. They need to maybe start to figure out, can we find a little bit of a defensive lapse, and maybe start to push the ball a little bit more and not hold so many people back.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, though, because the only way to do that is by cheating a player forward, essentially, is what you're suggesting. But the reason why that's so difficult to play against the Bandits, who happen to look a lot like Sanguine, might I add, the team Vortex kind of played for in the past, I'm just going to point that out there. The reason why it's so hard to kind of do that against them is because they're so far forward. If you cheat someone up, that sort of 3v3 playing on that backboard is going to quickly change to a 2v3, and if you don't win that, they're going to score on you again and again and again. They kind of force you to play this sort of counterattack, heavy defensive style. And unfortunately, when I look at the players on this team, I just don't think that it suits the Crockett's strengths. It's why these opening kickoffs, I said before, were going to be so important. And so far, all 3 of them have gone in favor of the Bandits. The Bandits have been able to get possession of the ball quickly. Occasionally they give it up, but because of their defensive clearing capabilities, they've been able to find the attack right back. And yeah, if we look at like overall time of possession, I'd say 75% of this game has been played on the blue side of the pitch.
Yeah, it comes down to Bandits just being able to move the ball a little bit better, as their ball is now stuck in the side of Bandits, so they're going to need to clear, which they will do. Crockettes, you did say they're not really an attacking presence team. They look for the early kickoff. As Husey will get his first off the mark, and there's a minute left, and we are 2-1, ladies and gentlemen. So this could be a little bit of a closer game than what we thought. This is what they like to play. They like to play in that capitalize Rocket League. They like to open it up, open the field, and once it's open, they can score goals like that. That was a wide open goal, and Bandits had nothing to say about it. So now we are 2-1.
It's a little bit of a taste of their own medicine, too. I mean, we can only stress it so many times how both of these teams are going to be opportunity hunters like that. In this situation, it was Sun who found the dunk, and Husey immediately on it. Just the ball shark that this player is, was going to try to turn that into a strike. Any semblance of an opportunity, I'm always going to expect Husey to have a go at that play. So, not a surprising goal nonetheless. It was, a good job in catching the Bandits off guard, but as we approach the final 30 seconds, don't be surprised if the Bandits kind of stay a little bit further back and look to play a bit more defensively. They definitely have the capabilities to do so if they want to adapt that play style, and then you find the quick counterattack forward. Bluey's already in the box. That's going to be the game. 3-1 lead in favor of the Bandits.
You see there how the Bandits shifted all three players back, and they hadn't cheated one forward until that ball looked a little bit more open for what they liked. So Bandits would capitalize on that, which they just did, and Crockettes fall empty on that, and they'll go down 3-1, which will make Bandits take this first game in the series 1-0 because of an open goal. It might be a fourth. No, Husey will make a lovely save from Bluey's shot. There's about 10 seconds left. This probably might be the fourth goal. Some will miss. They'll go over the top. No, Blue will have a shot, but some will save. We got 5 seconds, so Bandits will take game 1 here in this series, and Crockettes need to find something out. If they can do something early, they might have a little bit of a chance, but in the sense that Bandits take game 1, Crockettes need to find something to level the series. Even if they go 2-0 down, they need to start to work hard.
I do feel, though, that, that game realistically was more of a 2-1 scoreline than a 3-1 scoreline. Yes, the Crockettes did get that last goal to kind of put it away, but a large reason why the middle of the field was that open was because the Crockettes were starting to press forward. It was that sort of last-ditch effort, and they just kind of got caught out a little bit too narrow in their approach straight down the center of the pitch. It happens. I'm not going to hold that last goal against them, but what I am going to hold against the Crockettes, though, has been their inability to sort of win a lot of these challenges in that front third. The fact that they've been pinned on their back foot so long. And I know I kind of spent the entirety of that game talking about how the Bandits are going to be really good at doing that to their opponents. But at this stage, semifinal Division 1, you can't really fall back as they're really good as the excuse. You have to find a way to be better. So what I'm hoping to see come from them in this second game is if they're back on that back foot, look for bumps and defensive bumps and demos. Look for ways to disrupt that rotation in that regard. Don't necessarily cheat someone forward, but don't be afraid to get physical nonetheless. Exactly what Cabo did right there. More of those kind of plays, I think, are going to open the door for this game, and Husey then turns it to a goal.
It just happened. Cabo will get the demo, and they will open the field up, so they will only have 2 players in defense. As Forward Tex goes for the boost, and Bluey's left hanging. And there we go. We're 1-0 up in Crockettes. They get their their second goal in this series, and now they take the 1-0 lead. So that's what you're saying. They need to start to play more of a dirty type of game and get in the faces of Bandits and not let them have that space to control the ball as much as they were in game 1. So game 2, they kind of need to push the ball a little bit more pressurized towards Bandits, because if they give Bandits enough time to play with the ball in the air, even get a few passes in, it will most likely destroy the sea. Some will have another hit, and Husey will be, but it's all in his own, so that's cheating the defense forward. Vortex needs to score, so he's going to bump it across. No, Some with a beautiful save. It's going to come down. Som's going to get it out, and he's going to keep the 1-0 lead in this series. It's going to be Crockettes keeping this 1-0 lead off the Some save, so it's going to be beautiful. But this ball is still in the half of Crockettes, so they need to clear, but it's all coming down to Bluey in Luna teaming up. Bluey might score. He will score. It's beautiful passing play between Bluey and Luna.
Give me those triple digits, 103 kilometers per hour, as Bluey just absolutely served that on a platter. Fantastic pass and shot coming from the Bandits side, as the tempo of this game did seem to be accelerating. You know what? Just real quick, because I have to do it. Cabo, you better not turn this into a goal. Good. Okay. Oh no, Some might actually get the goal instead. Luna's going to come through with the save, not giving us a chance to even collect our thoughts. Just real quick, back to that first goal. There is no greater feeling as a caster than saying, you know what, I think the team should do this, and they might find success, and then watching them do just that.
They actually do it, yeah.
It's just, it's that, justification
it's like
that
they can hear us.
I know, especially when especially when you're not very good at the game. Hint, hint. But you know, but hey, if even I can see these adjustments that can be made, you know these players can. You know?
They're good players, and they can make adjustments quickly like Crockettes have just had, and so have Bandits. They made the adjustment from going 1-0 down to be able to, you know, play the ball around, move the ball, and that's what Bandits will do most of these games. They'll be able to move the ball between each other, and that will cause open gaps in the defense of Crockettes, and they need to start to move it. So when they move the ball around Crockettes, I don't think they know what to do, as they're playing two different styles of game, as it might be a goal here, but no, Cobbo will just miss, as Husey will go up for it now, pinch off the wall, but no one's going to be able to get there. Crockettes are playing bump Rocket League. They're bumping each other out the way. They're going to need to move the ball around as well. And Bandits, they're playing passing. They're passing it to each other, and that's what's opening up the field for them to score.
As we watch, Vortex going to go for a cheeky little dribble off the ceiling. Does find Bluey for the waterfall setup. Cobbo and Husey each miss. But surprisingly, known for the Bandits are there to follow it up. It's all to set up Vortex, who should be able to spike that down. Husey gets just underneath. And finally, it's a challenge one, not one, but two, actually, by Sum, who sets up Husey for that clear through. And again, we see, you know, slight improvements by that Crockettes defense. They're holding off this relentless attack. They're finding opportunities to throw the field the other way, largely through great individual efforts, as Sum again challenging and looking at any given moment, as we see, oh, it's a fake Musty, but Husey is able to steal it off of him.
You're going to see a lot of fakes in this tournament, especially in the final series, because it's going to be a nice little flashy play. They're able to do it, these Div 1 players, as a goal might come out here, and it's going to be redirected onto the crossbar, so Cobbo's going to wind up in goal. If he gets past Luna, he will! And Crockettes go 2-1 up, off a little bit of a mistake from Bandits. They're going to go redirected their own way, as Vortex will clear it up against the wall, and Cobbo will have a wide open goal, and he beats Luna out, and it's 2-1, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that was just awkward for Vortex. There's really nowhere else he could put that except for just try and hit it as hard and high as possible. But there was no backup for the team across the middle of the field. So an admirable effort that's just going to come up that little bit short. Still, Lunar's going to find Bluey on a pass. I feel like we've seen this goal already, but they're going to run it back again. Tie ball game, 1:45 remaining.
Same two people, Luna to Bluey, and Bluey will just finish it on the same side as well, the same side of the goal and the pitch, and we are level 2-2. So these two teams are so evenly matched. Maybe game one was a little bit of a warm-up for Crockettes, and now they're starting to light it up, as Vortex will have a wide open area, but no, Husey will be able to deny him. So we've got a minute 40 left to play, and we are level 2-2. So this game might as well... It looks like we could see overtime, but you can't count both of these teams out yet, as both of these teams still have a lot of gas to give, and this is still a long series, Max.
Yeah, it absolutely is a long series, and like I know I said it was a similar looking goal. I just want to point out Lunar's setup was a lot better in that second one than that first one, off the ceiling a little bit. I'm not sure he got the Musty in it, but he definitely got a late ceiling flick, so that was a fantastic setup and goal. And it's why I still feel that at any given moment, the Bandits can just bust something like that out. They have that mechanical prowess when on the attack that the Crockettes have to be mindful of. So every lead that I feel the Crockettes get, it's going to be that much more difficult, as Vortex goes for a double, does get kind of it stolen away at the last moment. Lunar unable to get the dunk onto Sum, but still unable to get the clear. Look how tight this offense is playing. The Bandits not giving any space away for free. Eventually, Cobbo does find an avenue up along the ceiling, turns it into a shot and goal. Where was the defense?
Cobbo with a beautiful shot off the ceiling. Bandits were playing half-line defense, so he will get a pinch off the roof, and that will go flying into the goal with 130 kilometers per hour in the top left pigeon. And now it's 3-2, so Crockettes will take the lead with only 40 seconds left. Bandits were playing a halfway line defense. They didn't want the ball to go in their half, but it ended up being shot from the Crockettes half and goes in. So it's a bit of dangerous play from Bandits, so they're going to pump the pressure now with only 30 seconds left.
Yeah, let's see if they can pull off another quick goal. Both of their first two in this game have been quick responses. Cobbo is the one with possession, though. Vortex will steal it off, and Bluey needs to make the play in the middle of the field, but wants to throw it up to Lunar. Sun was closer, but even closer than that was Husey, who turns it into a dunk from the corner. That's going to hit its mark, and it's going to be a 4-2 victory, at least, in favor of the Crockettes.
So they'll win this game 1-1 now, and it kind of opens up a little bit more avenues for both these teams. Both these teams have gained their momentum, especially Crockettes matching the same scoreline as last game, 4-2. So you're going to see both teams start to match the momentum, as some might make it 5-2, but no, 10 seconds left, so that will be most likely game, as the ball's going to trickle into the half and just stay in the half of Bandits. Only 5 seconds left, so he needs to touch the floor, and we will go to a 1-1 series, as Cobbo will have a shot, and no dice there, and the ball will hit the ground. We are 1-1, ladies and gentlemen, and Crockettes and Bandits are level going into game 3.
Yeah, this is a great little series we have building up for us right now. We saw the physicality come straight away from the Crockettes to begin this second game, and they never really let up on that. The Bandits did show how they can be dynamic on the attack when given those opportunities, but that more physical game, particularly across the middle of the field, did give the Crockettes more opportunities. And they also kind of spread their play out a little bit. Game 1, the Crockettes were always kind of clumped together in front of that net. They started to spread out more towards the corner, made sure they actually secured their own corner boosts at a more consistent rate. And I think that gave them that extra bit of speed that they needed to challenge the middle of the field. Meanwhile, for the Bandits, something that I noticed in particular when on defense, they were clumping up on their own corners. There was a couple times where they miscommunicated their defensive rotations, had two players committing for the boost. That was how Cabo was able to get that one sort of shot from the ceiling we saw before. I believe it was Lunar and Bluey were each going for the back right corner in that situation, and then it just wound up with the net being left open. And that's a complete breakdown of communication. I don't think that we're going to see that happen consistently, so expect that to sort of be cleaned up as we move forward. This series, really up for anyone at this stage.
Yeah, it is the situation where it is 1-1, so it makes the game a whole lot more open. So the floodgates will begin to open for both these teams. We might see some heaps of goals, or we might see some 0-0 games go into overtime. In the situation where both these teams are so evenly matched, it comes down to who will play it better at the moment. So when you get each team playing how they've been playing, both teams have been playing okay. They've been playing really good. Both games will end in a 4-2. So game number 3 will kick off as we speak. It comes down to if both teams are ready for a hard-fought battle, and if they are, they're going to make it tough for each other.
I do agree, as we're already seeing, those dangerous passes. Something that the Bandits have done to sort of adjust their attack. Game 1, they always attack the net. Game number 2, they started to go for more of these passes. It looks to be more of the same for game 3. They'll try to set up through the corner and then go for that pass, or they'll try to pass from the center towards the corner, as we saw the shot from Bluey. It's not on target, and now Sunsun and Cabo have a breakaway. Cabo just with the redirect will put it in, and it's a 1-0 lead in favor of the Crockettes.
It would have been a different story if Sum wasn't there in goal to save that ball coming down from, I think it was Bluey who had that shot, and then Sum and Cabo will team up together as they race down the other side of the field just to capitalize on an open net. So 1-1 Crockettes, and now Bandits need to start to think if they can play it as well, because Bluey's going to get up, but no, Sum will be able to meet him there, and the ball's just going to trickle into the half as it's going to go across the goal line. It's an open goal, but no one will meet it. Yes, they will meet him. No, Hughes will save. Vortex with a lovely shot, but Bluey's going to have another one. He's going to look for the pass for Luna, but now they're going to play track back defense, and that's how they scored their first goal. Crockettes, they weren't ready for a defensive switch, the Bandits, and they lost the ball and they went down 1-0.
Cabo pass across the center. Sum looks to throw it back nearly with the bicycle kick right there from Cabo. That would have been a special goal. Still on the attack though, the Crockettes are looking for something. We do get that defensive clear, and it's going to go all the way back. Cabo makes a very key save, finding Hughesy as well. Cabo's definitely been stepping up, I feel, with their mid and actual defensive play. Not something I came to expect, but this time, may have cheated a bit too far forward. Gonna have to race back now. No one's there to challenge. A more reserved Bandits now forced to play a bit further back from the actual speed and intensity we're seeing from the Crockettes. I feel like if the Bandits are gonna be playing this more reserved game, they might start to struggle throughout the series.
Yeah, Bandits, they're attacking team, and you know they are because of their relentless pressure as Vortex will just push the ball across the goal line. You're going to see Bandits, if they start to reserve themselves, they might start to leave a little bit more gaps open other than when they're pressurizing the other team. And it comes down to which team is going to be more relentless on attack, because as you have been seeing, Crockettes have been really relentless, as Vortex will get up to maybe hopefully level this game, and they won't be able to go, as Bluey will match it up in the air, and it's going to be in the air for Bluey to bring it down to Luna to score. He will score, and we are 1-1. Bandits put the pressure back onto Crockettes, and it's 1-1 with 2 minutes 50 seconds left.
Bluey just not challenged at all on this setup. Cabo waiting underneath, but someone has to be up on that backboard. The rest of the team putting their faith in Cabo to find that defensive touch down the middle. That was the pass play that the Crockettes would have been looking for, but the Bandits just too accurate when allowed that much room. Tied ball game. Oh, nearly short off that kickoff by Hughesy. Eventually, we will see that clear, intercepted by Cabo. And both teams playing a little bit of ping pong, but look how far forward the Crockettes set themselves up to play. All three players crossed that midfield line, and now might get punished for it. Vortex loses possession to Sum.
as we saw previously in Game 2, we saw Bandits playing at the halfway line to try and deny Crockettes from getting into their half and keeping it in the Crockettes' defensive end. But that's where they lost out. They got capitalized and they conceded 2 goals from it. Now Crockettes are doing it, but they got to be careful. As you can see, Cobo's just going to sit on the halfway line, hopefully going to try and get set up for a shot. And now you're going to see some rotate back. And it's going to be a really hard effort for both these teams to try and make a save from the halfway line because they are sitting so far forward and because they are so capitalized at the back. As Vortex will go up for a shot, but Cobo will make a beautiful pinch save, and that ball's going to go down the other end. So Luna has to make something work, and he does, and Cobo won't be able to come effective of it. And Husey will get up. Now Blue with the shot. This could be a goal because no one's back. That's what I'm saying. All 3 players cheated too far forward, and they get capitalized. Bandits 2-1.
And this was one of the problems that we thought this team could be having at the start. When we looked at these lineups and how aggressive all these players would be, we each kind of agreed that, like, there's a very strong chance that the counterattack game is going to become very, very prevalent. And now we see it at quite a pivotal moment. 100 seconds remaining. Bandits with that 1-goal lead, if they're able to hold on to this one, they're going to be going to match point. They're going to be in position to get themselves into that grand final. As we watch that ball bouncing middle of the pitch, Cabo with possession is going to have Vortex chase up after him. A nice little fake late flick, but Lunar has the read.
So the winner of this game here will, as you have said, move to match point, and they will move to the upper bracket semi-final, and then go for the grand finals. Cobo will get in the air. He could score here, and he will score here. So we are 2-2, ladies and gentlemen. Cobo does it all by himself. He's in his own world right now, but we're just living in it. And he's made a beautiful shot to level this game. 2-2 with 1:13 left.
There's a reason why I consider Cabo one of the best midfield strikers. It's because of his ability to follow up plays, as we saw right there. Just a great high-speed double touch that he's able to stick with the entire way. Defense didn't stand a chance on that one, and it comes at such a key moment as well. 2-2 ball game. All 3 defenders are kind of clumped up in the corner right now. Bluey can get it around them. No way! The 1v3 play, and Bluey takes that lead right back.
Bluey will just snatch it away from the hands as he beats out 3. Both he bounces it between Cobo and Husey. They had no idea what happened, so he pushed it against the floor and it's just going to bounce up over their heads. And that's a beautiful goal. That will match Cobo's goal, and they are 2-3 now with only a minute left. So they're going to have to win this kickoff, which they will. So Cobo will hit it up against the wall. He might be able to score from this angle. He'll have a shot, but it won't go. And Luna, he's going to beat out Husey, which he does. So Vortex has to clear, and we have 50 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen.
50 seconds left as some pass up to Husey, spike down, not quite accurate, and the post throws off Cabo. Some follows it through. Tight rotation cut off in the corner to tie this ball game back up. 44 seconds remaining, and we have now opened up the floodgates. This is sort of that scoring explosion I think we were expecting. Doesn't come a minute too late. In fact, possibly a minute too early. 44 seconds till overtime, assuming no one scores until then.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been 2 quick succession goals from both of these teams, as we have leveled in this game now 3-3, as Luna might take the lead. No, not quite. We have 35 seconds left to decide if we go to overtime, or we might see a goal here from Bluey. He'll shoot. Vortex will shoot, but no. Beautiful double save from Cobo. He makes it lovely for his team. He's doing all the effort in the world to keep his team in this game number 3 here. It's 3-3 now. There's only 20 seconds left, and both these teams are going to start to push the pressure. They don't want to see overtime. They want to finish it now and put themselves on match point, as this ball is in the Crockettes' half, and no one's in that corner to challenge Luna, as the ball will get cleared by Husey. Now Husey's all on his own. He's going to flick. He's going to try and get it past Bluey, which doesn't, and it's in the air for Cobo. Cobo can do something here. He hits a shot off the wall. It might want to fall down, which it will. It's 2 seconds left. I think we might see overtime here, Max, and we will see overtime. 3-3, overtime in game number 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy, a big overtime upon us right now. And again, these kickoffs have been so important in determining these goals, and that is all 3 members of the Crockettes across the midfield line, but Bluey couldn't quite straighten that one off. So now defense has recovered. They're going to play that backboard. Lunar waiting in the middle of the field to see what Husey will do with it. It's a slow play. Lunar will bite. Tries to pass across the middle to Bluey, who got to it, but Cabo got there first. Now, from the corner, Cabo looks to drop it down. Vortex cheats forward. It's going to go for the fake. Gets past one. Holds it in place for Bluey, and that's going to be the game. That's the Bandits taking game number 3.
Bandits will now move to match point off the back of Bluey, who is the hat-trick hero for this game. He's got 3 goals and an assist as well. He's been their attacking presence, and Bandits will move 2-1, 1 game off, making their way through the upper bracket and sending Crockettes down to play for their lives in the lower bracket.
Oh, it's going to be a big one, though. I feel like every time one of these teams strikes, their opponents are able to come back. But one element in this game that I have to admit I was not expecting to see has been the performance of Bluey thus far. Just as a pure striker, Bluey has been just getting everything. And I'm going to say, yes, Cabo's double touch was amazing. But that sort of spike play through the corner that we saw from Bluey that got past not one, not two, but all three of the Crockett defenders on his own, that's the kind of stuff that sort of pushes you above and beyond and like can elevate your team to that next level. So absolutely hats off to that effort that Bluey put in game number 3. Granted, there's still at least one, possibly 2 more games to play, though. The big thing is going to be consistency right now. Can the Bandits keep up this high-level play?
The Bandits need to keep the pressure up for them to be able to win this series, and they do, because Crockettes have matched them the whole way through, both game 1 and game 2, and especially in game 3, seeing overtime, they were slow in game 1, but they made themselves very, very open, and they started to relax more in games 2 and 3, but unfortunately they didn't get the win that they needed in game 3, so Bandits will move to match point, as Cobo might have an open shot here, which he will, but Luna's going to get across. Will he get across in time? He won't, so Cobo will get the first goal, only 30 seconds into this game, and it's going to be 1-0 towards the Crockettes.
And it's back to what worked for them back in game number 2. A nice midfield demo opens up that pathway straight down the middle. You can be as fast as you want to be, but when you have an entire team just charging at you with all of that space, it's going to be so difficult to be in the right spot at the right time. And now another strong kickoff. No, Yuzi and Sum can't connect, and now Vortex with 2 lead blockers is going to put a shot forward. Cabo easily collects the play.
You can't give Cobo too much time in the air like this if he has enough boost to do something with it, because we've seen him be so deadly in the air. As Vortex will try and dribble up the ball. It's going to be a nice demo. So Husey will hit it off the wall to give himself a little bit of space to open up the goal, but Bluey's going to get back in time for Cobo not to be able to do much with it. So Sum and Vortex will get up, but both will miss. So it's going to be Cobo to send it backward toward Husey, and Husey will send it back up. We're a minute down, and it's only 1-0. So it's going to be a little bit more tedious now for these two teams. They're going to have to start to play a little bit differently, as Crockettes are on the brink of going back down to the to the losers final. And if they win, we'll see another game. But Sum makes a beautiful save from Vortex's shot to level the series, the game. And it's going to be a little bit more closer for these teams. They're going to start to play maybe a little bit more defensively, and maybe Bandits are going to start to put the pressure on Crockettes.
As we see Lunar backward pass, but Bluey's going to lose out on that challenge to Husey, who tried to take it across midfield. Vortex, though, still with possession. Actually faked a reset, tries to pass it to Lunar, and one of the rare cases where you see the dynamic pass play not pay off. The shot a little bit wide to the left, and that is going to still keep, actually, the Bandits forward. Normally a team would rotate back at this stage, but no, they want to keep this attack sort of in their possession. They're unable to sort of extend this play through that mid-pitch control. Eventually, they do lose out to it as Bluey, awkward touch, might open a doorway for another Crockett play. Not quite. Vortex keeps it held high long enough.
So we're going to be 2 minutes down into this game, and we're just pushing over the halfway point, as Husey will beat out Bluey in that situation to open up the defense. And now he's going to have to beat Vortex, but it's not going to be enough. Vortex will be able to stop it, but Sum's going to come here. So Cobo could come through, but Cobo's sitting a little bit further back. That's a little bit of a smarter play. He's not wanting to get counter-attacked in this situation, so he's going to sit just below the halfway line. And Sum's going to try and beat Bluey out in this situation, and it's going to go up in the air for Vortex to deal with. So he needs to get it on the ground, which he will, but Husey will come through. It will count as a shot, but no dice. Sum will have a beautiful shot, but beautiful save from Luna to make it even game, and we're going to stay at 1-0. They could have gone down 2-0, as Sum will have a wide open goal for Cobo to capitalize on, which he will, and it's a beautiful shot from Cobo, and it's 2-0 to the Crockettes. We might see game 5, Max.
There's still a lot of Rocket League to play, though, before we start talking game 5, but more importantly, I just want to give credit to this Crockett's attack right there. Just absolutely relentless on that backward play. But because of how fast they were, there was never a real opportunity for the Bandits to get up there and try to disrupt it. They were forced on that back foot from start to finish. And it allowed the Crockettes to play so far forward that entire time. I feel like every touch was in the box or further forward. What a snipe! Vortex! That should not have gone in.
That was military sniper coming down from out of nowhere. The top pigeon, Husey, had no idea what to do with it. And now they're 2-1, so this game just opens up a little bit more. Bandits could mount and come back here from 2-0 down, so they've got a goal to deal with, and they need to do it quickly, as they'll get the kickoff in their favor. So Vortex, he will get, no! Beautiful save from Cobo, as Luna will come up. A double save from Cobo. Well done, Cobo. He's kept this team alive in a 2-1 situation. It could be 2-2, but he's done well for his team.
but they're not out of the woods yet. And as great as those saves were, the team was double and triple committing, so they weren't able to follow up those touches. Cabo is doing everything he can, but he just needs that extra little touch clear, and SumSum's not going to provide it. A big bump does throw Cabo out of the way, and that means Vortex keeps the attack going. It's Lunar going up, going to be going for a double touch. Does he go for the triple? Flips it a little bit too early, but here comes Bluey off the backboard, tries to set up Vortex. Heads up touch by Husey, disrupts that play, but only temporarily. So relentless on the attack right now. The Bandits eventually do have to give it up as they ran out of boost.
That pressure, that probably, 20 seconds of pressure from the Bandits was so pivotal for them. If they got a goal out of it, their confidence would have been through the roof right then. As Luna will do a nice flick trying to beat SumSum out, but it won't go. This might be a goal if Blue doesn't get to it, but he will get to it. So we're going to stay 2-1 just for now. We've got a minute 10 left, and the pressure now goes from Crockettes. They're going to start to put the pressure on Bandits. They're going to need to really hold this down. If they can hold it for a minute, we will see game 5. We will see just a best of 1 here as they need to hold on, but now the relentless pressure of the Bandits might come out. We just saw a quick 20 seconds of it. We might see another 55 of Bandits pressure on the Crockettes' goal.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be trying to find something. As we see right here, Bluey and Vortex each fake going forward. It winds up in Vortex's possession, but Bluey a little bit too centered, won't be able to stop this clear. I do like how SumSum is still trying to press forward, but is now really the time to try to cheat and add that extra goal? I would argue yes, because we've seen a lot of sort of 1-goal leads change to 2-goal leads in the final 30 seconds, and with the ball on the orange side, we could have seen the chance here. Not this time. SumSum did fall back. Cabo as well. Awkward read. Vortex open net. That's going to be a tie ball game with 24 seconds left.
Yeah, 2-2, and this game just opens up for both teams now. So the game, the winning game, match point, looks a little bit more alive for the Bandits as Crockettes need to start to hold on here for maybe overtime or push for a late goal in this game number 4.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask for sure. 22 seconds. I feel the next goal wins this game, and if it comes from the Bandits, they're winning this series. Good second touch from Bluey to try to find that pass to Lunar. It was just a little bit too high. That gives one more shot in regulation for the Crockettes. Cabo going to lead the charge. Ball thrown up. Husey going to follow it through. Has 2 defenders in front of him. Luno dodges the ball, but that's Cabo who actually threw it back up in the air. It's a deep clear off the backward. Vortex is there going for the double, but does not find it, and we go to an overtime.
So we'll see back-to-back overtimes, and it's next goal win. So if Bandits score, we're going to have to say see you later to Crockettes in the upper bracket. And if they lose, we will see game 5 as SumSum will have a chance, and he'll get beaten out. Husey will come across, and we will see game 5, ladies and gentlemen. Only 8 seconds of overtime in game number 4. We're going to a final game in this series, Max.
These kickoffs are so important, I feel like, each and every game, and they only get more and more vital as the game progresses. It's kind of amazing how fast these teams are capitalizing on any advantage that they get on that opening kickoff play. And it's because each team is hungry and looking for them. They're each playing the kickoff so far forward that if they're able to sort of get that ball deep into the enemy side, not only does the defending team have a little bit longer to sort of rotate back and make the save, but you're also in prime attacking position to continue. So the reason why these kickoffs are so important is because of how aggressive each of these teams are attacking that ball. And it's great to see the Crockettes kind of even up that kickoff score to go a little bit more even, or literally a lot more even. I mean, you can't get more even than a tie ball game going into game number 5. So this is, if this is our grand final preview, like I've kind of been predicting, I think we're going to be in for a treat at the end of the night.
Yeah, it's going to be really good coming towards the end of the night if it comes down to this. So we will see game 5 between these two excellent teams. Crockettes will hold on for just one more. So if you're Crockettes in this situation, you're going to be saying, we can do this. We can beat Bandits, who have been such a good team throughout the whole of the tournament. And it's going to be a situation where if both of these teams begin to put the pressure on, we might see a 0-0 for all of this game, because the pressure, you got to realize, Max, it's next game wins. So there's no second chances. You can't take your chances. You need to maybe settle yourself a little bit more in a defensive sense. You might see both these teams start to lead a little bit back a bit and then begin to push forward.
And here's where I'm expecting the veterans to come up big. Vortex, Lunar, Cabo. These are the 3 players I'm going to be paying a bit more attention to. They're going to be your playmakers in these situations, because let's be honest here, they've handled much worse pressure than this in the past. Like, this is just another series for them, I feel like, and I think they're the ones who are going to be the most consistent in these types of situations. That said, you got players like Bluey, who seem to be hot at the moment, and SumSum, who's always looking for that play. Don't be surprised if they actually look to exert and push themselves a bit more as well. This is going to be a very interesting Game 5, as already we're kind of seeing Perhaps a different approach, a much slower attack initially coming from the Crockettes. They're not being as quick to the ball, but they are still with the aggressive positioning, and now they find the pass. Some just unable to connect.
Some almost had the nice, beautiful redirect coming off the right-hand side of the wall to bring Hughesy's shot down. You're going to see only really one player get cheated forward, and then once one goes for a shot, another one will come in to try and put up the second effort. And the rotates are going to be much cleaner from both of these teams. You're going to see at least one player from Crockettes, and I believe it was Hughesy for most of the first minute here, sit inside the half of the Crockettes defense. And now it's going to be some sitting back, but Cobo's going to have a shot, but Vortex will meet it. So that's the big defensive effort from both of these teams. They're going to have a lot of defensive work, each of the Crockettes and the Bandits, because there's going to be so many shots in this game. Because it is the last game of this series, you kind of want to stay in it. You want to stay in the contest. You don't want to be defending for all of the game and then maybe put up a last effort shot. You want to, yeah, that was a good little pass, but no one was able to connect. Cobo will redirect. You don't want to have a last effort shot. You want to be putting the pressure on the whole game and make them break eventually.
I would like to see that, and it does fit both of these teams' play styles as well when they're always wanting to play that far forward, aggressive style. We see Lunar with that shot. Oh, that was a lot of power from almost out of nowhere. Vortex going to slow the play down in the corner. Cabo will be the first to challenge and does so in a fantastic way. Clears it all the way down, but because I believe Lunar actually got demoed before, it was actually able to respawn in that right spot. Sun going to follow up that pass across the middle. Bluey also respawned back on defense, was able to save it out, and good idea for these defensive demos. It's just a bit unfortunate that it's kind of stopping their clearing attempts because of the respawns.
Yeah, the respawns are just sitting perfectly. Some will get up, but you won't be able to push it down into the goal. And it will just push out for Bluey to be able to set up. And it might be Vortex to score. And the game 5 will be taking the lead by Bandits, of course. And it's 1-0 off the back of Vortex. He's been playing so well throughout this series. And it's a lovely goal to open the scoring with only 2 minutes, 50 seconds left.
Yeah, that was just a great touch by Vortex and a good read off of that setup as well. Credit also going over to Bluey there, who before had been a striker, now we actually got to see a bit of that save. So I like the 1-2 punch. I like the way how the Bandits now should have control. And throughout the series, we have found whoever scored that first goal typically has actually kind of let the lead equal up a bit quite quickly. The team that's behind has been able to find quick goals in response, and we've rarely seen a 2-goal lead. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Crockettes find an answer in the next 30 seconds or so.
The biggest lead in this game, as you have said, has only been 2 goals. We've seen 4-2 and 4-2 twice, and then we've seen only 1-goal wins. We haven't seen any more than 3 goals be punished to either team. We've seen both of these teams, and that's credit to both of these teams. They're very evenly matched. They can keep it within touching distance and be able to take the win for this. It's a close game because only a 2-goal gap in 2 games is very close. As usually we'll have a shot, but Luna will meet it. So we won't see 1-1 with only 2 minutes left. Crockettes need to find something here. They need to open up the scoring for them to be able to save their upper bracket series. If they do, we might see overtime in this game, but it's still 1-0. And Bandits, they need to hold on for at least a minute 50.
That they do. Ball being launched towards the backboard, but will be saved out by Cabo as we see Vortex has a chance. Just put it a little bit too high. Both defenders were clumped on that left side. He went to the right. A little bit too far still. The attack stays on, and that is something that the Bandits have been doing so well. They always follow up on their attacks. And that's going to be a 2-0 lead as the relentless assault leads to a nice cushion for the Bandit side.
Yeah, so Vortex will get his second goal, and he'll will his team forward into a 2-0 situation, but there's still 1:28 left, so Crockettes still can find at least the goal within the first, maybe. If they get a goal before the minute mark, which it might be coming here from Hughesy, the shot will come up. No, it'll be hit the top of the backboard as Cobo will come through, and there's that goal. A goal in 7 seconds, so they're back in this game, Max. It's 1 minute 21 seconds, and they still have enough time to score the second goal.
I said, whenever one team seems to get a lead, the responses throughout the series have always been fast and efficient. And again, the later we get in the series, the more important these kickoffs have been seeming to get as teams have just been getting more and more aggressive with them. This is going to be a great kickoff, actually, for the Bandit side. Vortex there, but Cabo reads it well. Some teach forward cannot find that next touch, but Hughesy absolutely can. And now we got ourselves a tied game.
This game is going back and forth. It's a little bit of a table turn game as Cobo will have the shot, but some will come down and save it. But Hughesy will be to clean up the scraps, and Bluey just couldn't get enough on it. So the big H will score the second goal, and we are level pecking with only 1 minute and 11 seconds left.
This is turning into a very dramatic match right now. Couldn't have it any other way. Again, If we're going by prediction sakes, this could be our grand final as well. So more reason to stay with this event. Double elimination bracket. Loser is going to have to run the gauntlet. The winner, one match away from that grand final appearance. Just a winner's final to go as we see Husey and Vortex go at it in the corner. Bluey going to be the one who tries to follow through. Looks for the demo. Cabo dodges it as Sum continues to maintain possession along that corridor. Ball up for grabs, grabbed by Lunar. Vortex fakes it, so too does Lunar. Husey bites, and the slow touch nearly finds its way in. Cabo makes a save, but here comes that attack. Bluey cannot get it over the top. Cabo just coming up huge once more on these defensive efforts.
Cobo's been absolutely insane in this game, and I've said it before, it's his world, but we're just living in it, and it's 2-2, so this game is a little bit too intense for my liking, and there's 20 seconds left, so both these teams are going to start to push the pressure. Neither of these teams want the overtime victory, as Cobo's going to come down. He might score. No, Luna will meet him in the air. So we've got 15 seconds left to play this game. The 10-second mark will count down. Husey needs to clear. Vortex is coming through. No, Cobo will clear. So 7 seconds. We might see overtime in game 5, Max. We've seen 3 overtimes back-to-back. 2 seconds. 1 second. The ball's in the air. Bluey's going to keep it alive. Some will keep it in the air, though. He's going to need to chip it up. It's Cobo. It's all in his own. Luna will keep it up in the air. This ball still has not touched the floor yet. Husey, he needs to keep it alive, but we will see overtime, Max, in game number 5.
Yeah, eventually the ball does drop, and this is going to determine, who's going to that winner's final. Good kickoff initially for the Bandit side. They get the demo as well. Cabo misses. Bluey goes for the bump, but cannot fight Husey. And that moment of hesitation may have actually cost him, because now we get the counterattack. Husey shot off the post once.
Oh my God!
3-2 victory for the Crockettes.
Bandits will be overthrown. They had match point and Crockettes came back. That ball just trickled on the goal line and all it was Cobo. And I've said it, I'll say it again. It's his world. We're just living in it. And he'll will his team through. Crockettes will win the first game of the live ODL semi-final number 1.
What a